Oh, thank goodness. It looks like maybe I can, It looks like it's at least going to get captured. Let me check that. My gosh. I am an idiot. Oh, boy. I'm not going to say all that again, but I'm sure I'll say it in a future video. Nope, it didn't capture it at all. I hate YouTube so much. So I have been streaming to YouTube for an hour, but I never pushed the go live button that I did not know existed, and I never started streaming. So I did an entire demonstration of my Mac Pro and the entire purpose behind everything that I was doing here, talked for about half an hour, even posted that I was live streaming, and freaking YouTube is set up in such a way now where when you push the button to start live streaming, you don't actually go live. So I've just been talking to nobody. This is now going to be like a 10-minute live stream because I have to go to bed pretty quick, and I have work in the morning. So yeah, I'm not very happy. That is... What can I say besides that's just absolutely incredible? The only solution that I can think of, honestly, because I just want to capture everything that I have said, is to literally full screen the VOD. And just to clarify, like, here it is, like, it's here. You can see me doing stuff, but only right here. So the only solution I can think of is go back to the beginning and have screen cap software running all night. Well, not really all night, but like, I need to figure out how to capture full HD video for an hour so that I don't miss anything that I am livid. I'm gonna be completely honest. And here's the dumb thing. Here's a switch that says enable auto start. I can't turn it on. That's why it didn't start. I clicked that and nothing happened. Thanks a lot, YouTube. Thanks for shoving your stupid new YouTube Studio interface that I haven't met a single soul that actually likes, and not telling any of us how to use it. It's great. Thanks. We all just love that when you do that to us. Just change everything we know about the website and never tell us how to use it. And even when you do tell us how to do stuff, it's a terrible explanation that doesn't make any sense. And honestly, somebody really needs to make a proper competitor to YouTube already because it's a terrible website. Anyway, off my soapbox, but I'm not happy. I'm not happy at all. Let's go ahead and get back over to my capture card so you all can see the heck's happening here. Another thing I don't quite understand here is it acts like the live stream has a maximum length of 2 hours. But I didn't even set a maximum length. It's just like arbitrarily doing things for me that I did not ask it to do. And I'm gonna be honest, I should have used the classic interface. The option's still there at the moment. I just... Oh my gosh. Okay, so I don't know. There is a chance that it will appear in the live stream of VOD on my YouTube channel, but I don't really quite know how this works, so I don't have faith that it will. I kind of hate YouTube. Anyway, let me switch my monitor back over to the HDMI port, and let me... Okay, so... here's the issue at hand. This has been going for like half an hour. The drive is spinning like crazy, but the bar isn't moving, and the time estimate just keeps going up. So, I don't know. There's an access light on this drive, but it's kind of blocked by the front panel of the Mac Pro. Let me turn the light off in the room and let me see if I can see it. Oh. And well, the access light's on full time. So maybe it's doing something. I don't know, but if it were reading back the entire disk, which seems reasonable, well, let's just put it this way. I burned the disk at like half speed, and it only took it like 10 minutes to burn or something. I don't know. Probably not even 10 minutes. So I'm not convinced this is working at all. At least I was able to do my live stream test and joke that I was live streaming me installing an operating system. But this is just not ideal at all. Also, as you can probably tell, this is an old capture card and it only captures at 30 FPS, which is kind of annoying. I really wish it was 60, but what can you do? You can't really do much, can you? I don't even have like an Elgato capture thing that's 60 FPS. This is the original AverMedia Live Gamer HD, I think. I think that's what this is. I've gotten a good bit of mileage out of it, but for a long time I couldn't figure out how to set its color settings, and everything just always looked either washed out or undersaturated, actually. Actually, not even undersaturated. I mean, like, the contrast ratio was terrible. This is the first time I've gotten the settings correct. What you are seeing right now actually should be true to the image I'm seeing on my monitor. But nothing is really working. I still can't believe that it wasn't streaming that entire time. Oh my gosh. If I had a nickel for every time YouTube screwed me over, well, first of all, that'd be a really weird way to make money, but, well, actually, I guess if you want to make a joke here, that's how all YouTubers make money if they're monetizing their videos, but anyway, if I had a nickel for every time YouTube screwed me over, I'm pretty sure I would be able to... I'd be able to, like, go and buy a meal from McDonald's at this point, at least. The number of times I've had uploads just fail for no reason. And when I say fail, I mean, like, it completes the upload. It's the processing that fails. I have still never actually uploaded the video of me, of me unboxing the original Apple IIgs memory expansion card. I edited that years ago and only discovered, like, it really wasn't too long ago. It was like a couple years ago, I think. I was just scrolling through my YouTube Studio on my phone, and it just said that upload had never processed. And I was just like, are you serious? Like, for being... YouTube is a little bit like Windows right now. For being the leader in the industry, it sure is awful. But anyway. Yeah. I don't know what's happening. I'm a little skeptical of leaving this overnight because I don't really feel great about leaving my optical drive spinning at 48 times all night. But I'm not really sure if I have another option. But granted, as I've already stated, this was never supposed to be on a DVD. So, in fact, you know what? You know what? We're just going to cancel this. And we're going to boot back into Snow Leopard. And when we get back into Snow Leopard, I am just going to clone this DVD to a flash drive, which should work. This isn't like a Windows boot disk. The way Apple software and hardware handles boot disk creation is actually quite wonderful. So, we have no signal on the monitor right now. That's the reason the stream is frozen. There's our startup chime. And it's going to check the disk because it's big dumb. I don't know. I'm so tired. Well, while we are waiting on the Mac Pro to take its sweet time to get back into Snow Leopard, allow us to go ahead and copy all of our files that we need to the network server so I can actually copy them to the Mac Pro eventually. Oh yeah, I was trying to plug Michael MJD. My initial kind of inspiration a couple years ago for getting back into virtualization and stuff is these weird, like, pirated Windows XP builds that he had been, like, sort of reviewing. No, I'm not even sure if you consider them reviews, though. He was just demonstrating them, and he was like, this is just pirated software that they've packaged with all of the updates and stuff. So actually, they're pretty useful as long as they don't have any, like, keyloggers or anything in them. But anyway, we want our Windows 7 and 8 betas. That's the wrong keyboard again. Windows 7 and 8 betas. And VM software. And I think that's everything we need. I won't need Boot Camp drivers because we're actually just installing Mac OS on the hardware side of things. Aside from that, we will be using exclusively virtualization. So, what? Okay. Alright, so it's letting us on here. Let's go ahead and just hop in here and make a new folder called Mac Pro stuff. Paste. Now, okay, yep. Stinking KMS. I'm not saying I'm going to kill myself for the record. I'm talking about key management server emulator. Again, I use this because Microsoft punishes legitimate consumers by making Windows DRMs so terrible. So, I would say that's a pretty acceptable speed, really. This is a network transfer. It's a gigabit Ethernet connection, but we're also uploading stuff, so I guess really my network card is probably pretty stressed right now. But regardless, we are copying the images that we need. I'm going to switch my monitor back over to HDMI 1. And let me switch you guys back to seeing the capture card input. Here we are on the Mac Pro. And what I need to do here, first of all, are we in the right display mode even? Like, I don't know what's going on here. Everything looks weird and blurry. 1080p it says. 60 hertz. That was weird. Holy crap. The fan driver was not working in the installer. Don't know if you can hear that, but that's what a Mac Pro sounds like when it gets a little spooked. Yeah, that's kind of intense. Okay. So, Okay, so I guess, yeah, so we're going to go ahead and open disk utility. Why am I doing that? Let's just, oh, because this is Snow Leopard and not Lion. Oh my gosh. I know how to use Mac OS, I promise. Okay, here is the disk utility. And we are going to, oh, I should plug the flash drive in. Let's see, where are you at? There we go. It's really up. Yeah, this is Windows 10 install. Okay. We're going to erase this. We're going to make it macOS Extended Journaled, not security options. I was going to, let's go to partition. That's what I need to do. One partition. macOS Extended Journaled, GPT, and partition. And now we should be able to just say, let's like restore that to yeah. Let's see how that works. Oops, messed that up. I don't have super high hopes for this working, but we'll give it a shot. Also, yeah, let's talk about Apple's cooling systems real quick. So, what do I have set to show on the menu bar, first of all? IOH heatsink. The heck is that? I don't even know. But Apple's default fan drivers let things get way too toasty. We're talking, they seem to let the CPU reach like 60 degrees Celsius. And, yeah, sorry, but that's not acceptable to me. I don't want that in my life. So I use Max Fan Control to fix Apple's stupid fan curves. And there's a version of this for virtually every version of Mac OS and Windows, really, that's supported under Mac, or excuse me, under Mac, on a Mac computer. And that said, there is not a version for PowerPC Macs. I don't remember what program I used on my PowerBook instead, but there is one for the record. It's actually a dashboard widget for Tiger and possibly also Panther. Anyway, so yeah, there's that. And I don't have a webcam connected. I can't do anything stupid with that. I literally, like, I have no software on this PC. This is, well, not PC. This is a Mac. So sorry. We can, oops. Back to dashboard there. We can, make sure to look at some stocks. Let me tell you what. Apple's stocks are soaring as usual. Holy crap, actually. Actually not as... Golly. I don't think I've paid attention to stock prices at all since Amazon has become as big as they are. That is, wow. Also, let's take a moment to appreciate the fact that the stock widget actually still works. After all this time. So, yeah. Aside from that, there's a flight tracker. I don't know what good this is. I guess you stick some stuff in. Unit converters. Oh, yes, this is definitely what I want in my life. No, let's do translator. Well, let's have some fun with that. Let's do English to Japanese. Like, I don't know, I am a big old potato. Oops, that's not what I meant. I'm dumb. Undefined. What? Okay. Clipboard stuff doesn't work. Data unavailable. Oh, this must use some old translation technology. Well, since I'm in the mood for that stupidity, can we load Google Translate in... What version of Safari is this? Safari 5.1. Also, I never even went to About This Mac. Oh, that's because we never got to Lion. This is the not great version of About This Mac. But this isn't going to show us anything that Windows didn't show us. Anyway, let's see if it'll work. Actually, huh, it kind of does. Kind of? Oh, maybe I spoke too soon. I don't know. Let's see if we can make this work. What? That's not what I clicked. Japanese. There we go. I am a potato. Wait, no. I am a big old potato. That's what I typed it before, right? Fantastic. Let's turn this all the way up. Wait, why is she drunk now? What? Okay. Well, let's select this and swap these around. La.
IA.
What? What? This is so broken. What is happening? Oh my gosh. Okay. All right. I'm a big old potato. It's not broken anymore. Okay, so new plan. Spanglish. No, that's not working. Detect language. All right, let's just... We're just going to start typing a few letters in. And... Old. Usually when you do something like this, for a while, it will completely break apart. Like that. Hold on, where was that? Yeah. Babble. Now, since that seems to be the magic number of them, it's just, Oh, really? Is that so? Oh, okay. All right. It's a very interesting story. What? Okay, we're just gonna keep trying to break this. Now it's broken apart in a weird way where now it's not even actually translating anything. That seems to happen a lot too. Yeah. I'm not funny. Some guys are funny. Their whole YouTube channel is based around doing crap like that. My YouTube channel is based around doing things that I really shouldn't be doing on old computers. Also, you can't actually... Yeah, no. You can't set this to 4K because my capture card doesn't support it. It says Aver Media HD right there. I don't even know if an 8800 GT could output 4K. It's kind of an interesting idea. Okay, here you go. 16 gigabytes of 667 megahertz fully buffered DDR2. Nothing super interesting going on here. We don't have Thunderbolt support at all in this machine. That's not even what I meant to click. AHCI controller, that's actually okay. So one interesting thing about the Mac Pro, if you notice there's two extras down here. The Mac Pro ships with parallel ATA optical drives. Or in my case, it was an optical drive, not two. And that's just how it came. That's just the way it was. But you could, if you say got a fancy DVD RAM drive that was SATA and you wanted better throughput speeds, although I don't actually think there was any advantage of SATA over parallel ATA for optical drives, really, honestly, because optical drives are super slow anyway. There's two SATA ports on the logic board that you can plug SATA cables into, and the purpose of them is for optical drives. So that's an interesting thing. There's not really much of an advantage to it, and so I just added another ATA drive, but it is something you can do. That's why those two extra ports are there. Meanwhile, you have the 4 hard drives. This is actually an Apple disk. I don't know if it shows it anywhere on here, but this has the Apple hard drive firmware on it. These don't. These are just regular old hard drives that aren't particularly fantastic. Actually, as you can see, they are only SATA 1. I mentioned this earlier, but I wasn't live streaming apparently. So, yeah, they have different serial numbers, of course, but they are same drive models. These have nothing attached. If you go to SAS, this computer actually does have SAS ports on it, but you have to get the very expensive and very bad official Apple RAID card for it to work. And, let's see, PCI cards. Here is the GeForce 8800 GT. Pretty great video card. And here is the AGA physics controller that is apparently not operating at full speed. I didn't know that. I kind of doubt that it's correct in saying that, though, because the actual card size is only ×1. So I don't know how it could be a ×4 card. I honestly think it's wrong. Apple stuff is weird like that sometimes. Aside from that, I mean, there's your graphics information. Usaba, there's my IBM Model M keyboard. As you can see, Unicomp incorporated. That's why I'm so clickety-clackety. USB optical mouse, PixArt imaging. Huh. That's interesting. It's an HP mouse. I guess it's an HP pack-in mouse anyway. It's actually, I gotta say, I wouldn't be surprised if the logic in this mouse is the same as the Dell pack-in mice that are also, that are also really good. Pack-in mice from this very specific time frame are actually like some of the best office mice you can get. They still just use visible red lasers, but like, I actually like using this thing. I'm hard to please when it comes to mice. I'm very picky, but this is actually pretty great. Here's USB flash memory. The flash is apparently created by Toshiba. I don't remember what company's name is on it, but it's a camo flash drive, and it came with a copy of Brothers in Arms Road to Hill 30 on it back in the day. Real weird, but it's true. That's how it was. Now, meanwhile, here's our memory. We actually, looks like, do we get SPD information? Yeah, we actually do. Of course, the DIMMs that shipped with the machine don't have SPD information on them. As you can see, it's just all zeros. The other ones do, though. So, I don't know why they're arranged the way they are. One of the riser cards has completely matched sets, and the other one has the computer's stock DIMMs and I believe like it's either Kingston or Crucial, something like that. And then the riser card where they're all the same, I believe, is all Otherworld Computing brand, which makes sense. MacSales.com is actually a very trustworthy website that I do highly recommend buying from for built to spec Mac replacement parts. Here's our airport card. It's a Broadcom. Oh gosh, it's a Broadcom. Glad I'm not trying to run Linux on this thing, because it could seriously have some issues if I were trying to use this card under Linux. Do not use Broadcom Wi-Fi cards under Linux, guys. The kernel module for that is so awful. Oh my gosh. Just, oh, never again. Never again. I don't even want to think about the trouble I had. I tried to install the kernel module for it on the Dell Inspiron 6400 under Linux Mint, and I kid you not, the entire Linux network layer just fell apart. I don't even know what happened. It took me hours and hours to solve the issue. Ultimately, I did get the Wi-Fi card working, but it broke in the next kernel update. So I actually had to revert to the old kernel version for that. So weird stuff. Real weird stuff. It says 21 minutes remaining on this. I'm not really going to live stream for the rest of this time. I don't have anything else to show you. There's still no guarantee it's even going to work. I've got to go to bed because I've got work in the morning, so I'm just going to kill some time personally while I wait for this to finish, and then once it does, I'm just going to start the installer off of the flash drive and go to bed. If for some stupid reason the installer doesn't work, then I will do this again, but instead of targeting the partition, I will target the flash drive itself. I've had some weird issues like that before. So, in the meantime, why don't we go ahead and go to desktop and screensaver, and oh, weird. Okay, let's watch Flurry for a minute. Okay, well, the DVD drive spun down, and it still says 19 minutes remaining, so, yeah. I'm not particularly convinced it's even doing anything at this point. Yeah, I really don't know, so, this is a weird thing. You know what? I really shouldn't have done it this way. I don't know why I did. I have the ISO file on my gaming PC. In fact, let's go over there and check on the file copy on the gaming PC. If the file copy is finished, which it looks like it is, let me get back over here. We can do a check of that real quick. Files. This is a new development. I've actually never gotten network transfers to work properly because every computer I've tried to use as a server has had a faulty NIC apparently. But this is using a gaming motherboard from about 2015, so it's not that old. So what we're going to go ahead and do is we're going to just copy the ISO file for Lion to this. Assuming I can find it. There it is. and then maybe we can just copy this to the flash drive instead of doing whatever the heck it was that I'm doing right now, without any sort of possibility of error. But regardless, whatever happens, I'm going to bed soon, because not only am I feeling extremely exhausted, but like I said several times already, I have work tomorrow. Or today, I guess. It's past midnight. But so we'll just leave this doing that, and let's bring it back over to the capture card. It only says 11 minutes remaining, which is, I guess, good. Oh, it actually says verifying. That's why it spun down. Okay, so it's actually finished. Alright, well, I'll go ahead and let it verify, because I don't want any sort of stupid errors happening. I've not even downloaded anything on this machine. Like, there is nothing on here. There is a boot camp installation guide, because I ran the boot camp utility once. Yeah, so honestly, I don't remember what the installation process for Windows XP was even really like on here. But yeah, I did manage to get Windows XP on here, as hopefully you'll be able to see on the livestream VOD once I get that fixed. I'm so mad still. I just looked over at one point and realized this hasn't been streaming this whole time. There's a big blue button that says Go Live. That's so dumb. Like, I understand the purpose of it, but almost everybody, like Mixer and Twitch, both work in the way that you hit start streaming on OBS and it's streaming. That's how it works. So I would of course I would automatically assume that YouTube is the same way. Anyway, let's go ahead and hello? There we go. Let's pull this disk out. It is really hot in this room, not going to lie. If nothing else, it's that stupid 8800 GT, dude. Those things get so hot. Anyway, let's reboot this sucker. One last try before I go to bed. Here we are over here. Let's see what the heck happens. Now with just a little bit of luck, this will load right up. If we're unlucky, it'll start spinning, and then moments later we'll get a prohibitory symbol. Which, when that happens, that just means that the install image was copied incorrectly because of the way I did it. There's only 2 ways to do it, and I can never remember which way is the right way. So far, so good, but that doesn't necessarily mean anything. I'm literally going to shut my eyes for a second, because my eyes are like... Oh, gosh. Wow, I should have been doing this from the beginning. I'm so dumb. Okay. Alright. I'll take it. Let's go ahead and format that lion partition again, just to be safe. Here it is. We're just going to actually call it lion 2 this time. So this is a very good opportunity to see side by side, well, not really side by side, but one right after the other, the comparison of the visual design of lion and snow leopard. You can see lion it doesn't really look flat. I guess things look more inset, I guess. Like, recessed, that's the word I'm looking for. Like, while Snow Leopard used all of the weird three-dimensional stuff of the old Mac OS lineup, where things looked like they were kind of popping off the surface of the window, here, everything kind of looks like it's kind of flush with the sort of a panel, I guess, which, it's a nice look. I kind of, in a weird way, I kind of prefer the original Aqua look. Probably mostly nostalgia, though. I do think this looks really nice. Customized button's not there. Hold on. Just in case this is part of the problem, I'm going to quit the installer, and we're going to connect to Wi-Fi before I start this time. I have no idea why it asks for a keychain permission on a boot disk. There's not even a keychain. Alright, so Lion, install. Alright, so at least it will fail faster, right? There's still a chance that this won't work at all. If it doesn't, I'll just try it again tomorrow, and I won't live stream tomorrow. This was more than anything, this was just a test to make sure I could live stream again. I haven't tried to live stream since I fixed my video card problem. In fact, let me go show you, while this is happening, let me show you what I did there, because, the Vega 64 is an infamous card for doing stupid things. This really takes the cake, though. So here's AMD Wattman. By default, on the default clocks, honestly, it consumes much more power than it really needs to. But strangely, there's also this thing where the video memory will clock down to 167 megahertz. And as you can see right here, with OBS running, it's kind of moving between 900-ish and 800 megahertz. What was happening with the higher voltage settings was it was moving between like 500 and 167 megahertz. And what would happen is there was a pretty high chance that when it would step down to 167 megahertz, stability would be compromised, and my whole system would just restart. And it was actually a spontaneous reboot. I made sure to go, just to prove it, because it happened right before I started this live stream, and it was because Wattman had reset to the original settings yet again. Wattman is a very powerful and wonderful tool, yet it's got some issues. It's pretty bad sometimes. Anyways, here's startup and recovery. Right here, you see right here, system failure, automatically restart is unchecked. Even so, I also have complete memory dump checked. That's honestly not the right option. I've only done that for debugging purposes. I don't think automatically restart should ever be checked, though, personally. Basically, even with that unchecked, and with it set to do a full memory dump, I was getting nothing in between the time that the system restarted and, like, when it actually crashed. So it was just my audio stream froze, and you know the thing. It's sort of the node graph rebuilding effect of the source engine, but like much quicker. It's the best way to describe it, I think. And then it would just go away, and my monitors would all go black right when it happened. Or sometimes, when it was feeling real contrary, one of my monitors would turn blue instead. But it was like a dark blue. It wasn't even a blue screen of death blue. So I'm going to go ahead and put my cursor right here on the edge of this progress bar so we can see if it's moving. Oh, wait. Did it move, or did I actually move the mouse? Oh, it's moving. Oh, it's definitely moving. I don't really think it's going to be in 2 minutes, but definitely going faster than off the DVD, let me tell you what. How hot is the air coming out of the back of the Mac Pro, I wonder? So, oh gosh, the power supply is really hot. Just touching the DVI port on the video card, it's super hot. the air coming out from behind the processor was also extremely hot. Ladies and gentlemen, the Intel Xeon. Seriously, these things, I love these machines so much. They're ruggedly built. They're mostly toolless to work on. Quite a bit of expansion space. Honestly. Of course, they're fantastic for running Windows, especially Windows stuff from this era. They can support a ludicrous amount of memory for how old they are. Support for crazy high-end processors as well. 4 hard drives. What's not to love? But they're so expensive, even now. You know, they're like $50 and then $100 more to ship. I could never justify getting one for myself. But man, my dad sure surprised me at my 18th birthday. And honestly, there are some birthday presents I've been super happy about. This one might take the cake. Between this and my car, that was my 16th, but this is up there with my car, honestly. This is definitely up there with it. I should also clarify that I actually just really like my car. It's not just that it's my car, or that it was a car that was mine. It's that, dude, it's a 2012 Mazda 3 and I actually like driving it. So, anyway, that went far quicker than I really expected it to. We're booting into macOS now, and once it starts asking me for my personal info, I'm going to obviously click the live stream away from it, because I don't want people to see all my personal info. But does this version of macOS have an intro movie? Oh wait, I forgot. It's going to do automatic updates, isn't it? Oh gosh, there's more to it. It is 1:05 a.m. I need to get up in 7 hours and 55 minutes. Alright, well, I don't really think I have the patience for this right now. I want to go to bed, so I guess I'm gonna end the live stream here. If anybody actually came out, thank you. I haven't really been paying attention to the viewer counts or anything, but I mean, it looks like somebody watched actually. Looks like maybe 4 people did. And I'm going to make sure that it shows up as a VOD that's actually completely watchable. If it doesn't, I'm literally going to play back the entire thing in my screen capture software so that I can get it, because I don't think you understand. I talked for like an hour just talking because I wanted to have everything I was saying on video, and then I realized I wasn't live streaming. There's almost nothing. There's almost nothing that's that level of frustrating. So, anyway, thank you again. If you want to see the follow-up to this, which may or may not even happen, honestly, but I'm planning on making a few videos at least just showing what I'm doing here, then feel free to subscribe. It's not going to fill up your feed or anything, honestly. Don't feel pressured to, though. I'm not begging. I just know that this isn't a one-off thing. That's all I'm really trying to say. I catch myself asking that, or not really asking people to subscribe, I guess, but more saying that little bit and then realizing how much I hate myself for it, because it bothers me when people ask that. But I guess as a creator, I kind of understand now that it's not necessarily begging for attention so much as it's legitimately, hey, please do subscribe if you want to see more of this, because otherwise you'll probably never find us again because the YouTube algorithm is so bad. But regardless, I'm digressing again, and I've got to get to bed. I work retail, and we just opened back up, and it's going to be slightly stressful, but you know what? I'm going to be kind of I'm going to kind of be glad to be back at work. We're also in a small town in Oklahoma, so I will say I still think there's a plenty high chance of the virus spreading. I do think we're kind of jumping the gun on reopening things, but at the same time, we're in such a spread out town with a small enough population. I think we're better off than some other places, but at the same time, on the other side of the coin, we are also close enough to some large urban areas that were almost ground zero. So, who knows? We'll see what comes of it. But if you don't hear from me again about the Mac Pro very soon, then I died. Not really. I probably just forgot about it or got sidetracked or got stuck doing schoolwork, which I spent most of my day today doing schoolwork, so that's not out of the realm of possibility either. Anyway, for real this time, I'm truly signing off. Thank you to whoever's watching. I do appreciate it. It says there's one person watching. I guess there really is somebody watching, but I don't know who it is. But thank you. And I'll be back at some point. Anyway, see you later.